You know, every single day, billions of us just tap our phones or scan a QR code to buy something. It feels so simple, right? Instant, almost invisible. But what if I told you that that simple little transaction is actually the front line in a massive global power struggle? Yeah. Beneath the surface, there's a new great game being played for control over the very rails that move the world's money.
That's right. The next time you pay for coffee with your phone, just remember this. You're part of a quiet revolution. Countries are now treating their payment systems like critical national infrastructure, just as important as their energy grids or their telecommunication networks. And this has turned digital finance into a brand new geopolitical battlefield.
And the stakes? Oh, they could not be higher. We're talking about a global digital payments market that's projected to explode past $33 trillion by 2030. If you can control even a small piece of that, you're not just controlling money, you are gaining immense influence over the future of the entire global economy.
So, how in the world did we get here? Well, for decades, the global financial system has pretty much been dominated by a handful of Western-led institutions. But that very concentration of power created a powerful incentive for other nations to, well, forge their own paths and reclaim what they see as their financial sovereignty.
For years, the key to this whole system has been something called SWIFT. The easiest way to think about it is like a global text messaging service, just for banks. If you want to send money from, say, New York to Tokyo, chances are your bank is using SWIFT to coordinate with the other bank. It's literally the nervous system that connects the entire world of finance.
And that's exactly what made it such a powerful weapon. When certain nations were cut off from SWIFT as part of economic sanctions, it was a devastating blow. It effectively isolated them from the global economy. This sent a shockwave across the world, and you better believe it lit a fire under dozens of countries to build their own sanction-proof alternatives.
This quote right here really gets to the heart of this new mindset. It's not just about financial convenience anymore, it's about national security. The goal for these countries is to build payment systems that can't be shut off by external political pressure. It's about ensuring a country can always participate in the global economy, but on its own terms.
So this race for financial autonomy has basically led to the rise of three distinct and competing blocks. Each one has a totally different vision for how digital money should work. You've got India and its allies, you've got China, and then you have the established Western powers.
Okay, this table breaks it down perfectly. So on one side, you have India's model, UPI, which is built on something called Digital Public Infrastructure, or DPI. Think of it as an open-source public good aiming for huge financial inclusion while also extending its soft power. Then, in the middle, you've got China's state-led, really centralized approach with its digital yuan and CIPS payment system. The whole thing is designed to make the renminbi a global currency. And finally, you have the US and the Western response with systems like FedNow. And this isn't just a simple upgrade. It's a very strategic move to modernize the existing dollar-based system to make sure it stays fast, efficient, and dominant in this new digital world.
Now, this slide just shows the sheer dominance of the Chinese model inside its own borders. And while it's guided by the state, the private sector has been the engine here. Just two companies, Alipay and WeChat Pay, control a staggering 96% of China's massive mobile payments market. It's an incredibly powerful but very closed, walled garden ecosystem.
But look at the alternative. This digital public infrastructure model has seen absolutely explosive growth. In Brazil, their UPI-inspired system is called PIX. It only launched in 2020, and it's already been adopted by 70% of the population. 70%! That incredible speed is exactly why countries all over the global south are now looking at this open model as the blueprint for their own financial futures.
So how is this battle actually being fought? Well, this isn't just about competing philosophies. It's a full-on financial arms race being fought with brand new technologies, things like central bank digital currencies, blockchains, and a fierce battle over who controls all the data.
A really key piece of this puzzle is the CBDC. Essentially, it's just an official digital version of a country's currency. A digital dollar, a digital euro, a digital yuan. And it's issued directly by the central bank. It's a huge deal. In fact, over 90% of the world's central banks are now exploring them.
And this is where things start to get really futuristic. Projects like mBridge are creating platforms where different countries' CBDCs can be exchanged instantly and directly with each other. This could completely bypass the old system of correspondent banks, which is notoriously slow and expensive, and create entirely new, super-fast highways for global trade. But of course, all of these transactions generate an absolute treasure trove of data. And that raises a crucial question. Who owns it? The battle is between what's called data sovereignty, where a nation keeps control over its citizens' financial data, and a new form of data colonialism, where all that valuable information ends up on servers controlled by foreign platforms and governments.
So, this brings us to the ultimate prize in this great game. And let me be clear, this is not just about faster payments or lower fees. This is about having the power to completely reshape the global financial hierarchy that has been in place for nearly a century. And this chart? This is what they are all fighting for. For decades, the US dollar has been the undisputed king of global trade, involved in nearly half of all transactions. Every single one of these new payment systems, in its own way, is a direct challenge to that dominance. As you can see here, we're really witnessing the birth of a new kind of foreign policy, payment diplomacy. Look at these lines extending from India. They're actively exporting their UPI technology to places like France, Singapore, and the UAE. By helping other nations build their own digital public infrastructure, they are forging new economic and strategic alliances, literally building a network of influence, one transaction at a time.
So as we watch these digital empires rise and new financial walls go up, it leaves us with a really critical question. For centuries, money has been a force that connects the world through trade. But in this new era, will these competing systems create a more fragmented and divided global economy? The big takeaway is this. That simple, instant payment on your phone is no longer just a transaction. It's a vote, a quiet endorsement of one vision for the future of money over another. And the outcome of that vote, multiplied by billions, will define the next chapter of the world order.